All right, everybody, good afternoon. So please have your seats. So I'm very pleased to be here with the Cabinet in Region 7 over the last 2 days. And I must say that it was a very rewarding visit so far. You know, over the last couple of months after the elections, when we meet at Cabinet, the various ministers, the ministers with responsibility for this region, Vikram and Comrade Gale, and your local leaders from the People's Progressive Party Civic would send the information and requests from across the region. And we have been processing the requests from the different villages and from Bartica. And when we came to the outreach, we came with a full understanding as to what are the challenges, what are the successes, and what we can build off of. By the end of today, we will have completed 29 outreaches and covered 44 villages. And because of data, we can tell you that we have seen a 150% drop in individual complaints across the region. And that is because from all of the ministerial outreaches, the cabinet outreaches, my own visits, some of these villages I visited 4 or 5 times already in the last 5 years. Out of these communities, we've recorded only 311 individual issues so far, covering 16 agencies. And as we expected, most of the persons have an interest in housing. And that is because the Ministry of Housing has been doing an extraordinary job also. But housing has moved now beyond the urban centers to the Amerindian villages and the riverine villages, where the #1 priority from all of the villages now is about support for improved home ownership. And that tells you something important. That tells you that our government policies, that they are working, and people today are striving harder and harder to achieve better things for their families, better things for themselves and the community. So outside of the hundreds of homes and house lots that we will develop in Bartica itself, in the coming weeks, we will be announcing a specific program to target improved home ownership in hinterland and riverine communities, with priority for persons living with disability, single mothers, and of course the elderly. I'm not telling now people to go and separate to get single mothers, more single mothers, you know. We want stronger families. So I am very pleased to see the changes in the communities. Every single community, person spoke about the positive changes. And in communities that never had water, that have a well and an overhead tank now, they want extension of the services to every household. Communities that have a small solar grid, want solar grid with the batteries that can work even when the rain falls. So you're seeing the changing dimension as a result of the investments we are making. And this is something that we should really celebrate. Another major request is that of the maintenance program across Bartica and the communities. In Bartica and its environment itself, its environs itself, we are taking a decision that we will invest in critical pieces of equipment, including grader, roller, excavators, and trucks, to create a maintenance program here. And we have working on putting together a management group for that maintenance program that will include the private sector, the city council, the town council, the REO, and the religious groups. And we're going to ask Marshall, who is sitting right in front of me here, to lead this effort in the maintenance across the country, across Bartica. So we will have these equipment, we will manage it right here in the region, and we will be able to maintain. You are now empowered. We are investing in you and giving you the equipment to maintain it yourself. No more quarrel about the contractor on time. You now and the REO will be there to support this. We'll put the management committee in place and we'll have these equipment delivered to the region. The extraordinary story of villages that I visit, Batavia, when one farmer stood up and he said, I started with 1 pig and I have 28 pigs now, I have ducks, I have chicken, and this is a story that we want to hear. The story of progress, the story of advancement, the story of development. That is all we care about. We want to see Region 7 rise, and every family, every household, everyone rise with Region 7. And I want to also address the challenges, because we don't hide away from these things. First of all, as I said, the maintenance of the roadways. We normally have an annual maintenance program. Now you will have the machinery available to you and you will maintain throughout the year. So that is coming to you. The second challenge in Bartica is that of the garbage pickup in a timely manner. And we have to fix it now. That is why we're investing in a new landfill site. We have the new garbage trucks that are coming that will support the private sector operation, and the same management committee and the same group that we're putting in place will also ask them to help us overlook the garbage collection and improvement of sanitation in Bartica and its environs. Is that fair? Let me hear you. Is that fair? Now, there's a Trinidad company that was awarded a contract to install the digital X-ray at the hospital. When I found out, they said that they will come in July to complete the installation. But I'm telling you here, we're giving them 3 weeks to complete the installation of that X-ray. 3 weeks. The GPL electrical fluctuation at the hospital, the minister and Kesh Nanlal, they're here and they've assured me that over the next 48 hours, they'll be working to fix that problem at the hospital. We know the challenge that is raised with us, Comrade Gale raised with us, the challenge of poor security services. And this has to do also with the private security service that are around the different facility. Minister Onej is tasked with the Deputy Commissioner Budram to look into this matter so that we can have better security services across the region here in Region 7. Street lighting. This is another major one for you in Bartica. I have good news for you. The first phase of street lights will be installed by August of this year here in Bartica. I've asked the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture to prepare a full report on the completion of the multipurpose sports building and to come back to a community meeting to have that discussion with you so you will know the new timelines and what must be done when. GWI was tasked with fixing the water line at the doctor's quarters and the Bartica Hospital. We have made it very clear to these technical officers in the region that if they do not deliver, then we will have to part ways. So we are setting deadlines and a monitoring mechanism in the region where the private sector, the church, the mosque, the temple, the town council, and the RU, the Ministry of Housing, GWI, and GPL, all will be involved because we want everyone to take responsibility for the building out and upliftment of this region, the entire region, region number 7. The Bartica Secondary School dorm, we have noticed that the construction is behind schedule. We're also looking at adding additional staff at the dorms and to ensure that a father is assigned to the facility. Those things will be done almost instantaneously. Now, I want to turn my attention to some other issues. One of the challenges raised by every single village and residents here in Bartica is the increased air travel costs, especially to take goods in the villages. And I've made a point that we have given all the concessions, all of the concessions we have given to the private operators. Zero tax on fuel. We give them fiscal incentive when they're bringing in new planes. We're investing in the runways, making it safer, less wear and tear for them. We remove VAT on the air ticket, but we are not getting the corresponding returns from them. And they have said that the problem is not the owners, the problem is the middleman. Because they said they're selling the middleman the seats and the capacity, and the middleman, they're inflating the price far beyond what they're selling. So in the coming week, the minister will be holding some consultations so that we can find ways in supporting the communities, supporting the villages in reducing the cost of air transport. One of the suggestions by some of the villages was to let the villages in the region buy the seats and space themselves, and then to put a decent markup But all of these suggestions that we took from the villages will be looked at, and we will come up with a strategy on this matter, where the private sector is involved, the owners are involved, the residents and communities are involved, all the stakeholders must be involved. We are a government that is continuously on the ground, continuously listening. We don't need interpreters. We don't need interlocutors. We do it ourselves. We don't manage from a high place. We manage from the ground. That is why we're out here. So we know the challenges. And that is why we are addressing these challenges in a direct way. We also heard from the communities the challenge of having efficient services by GRA, GRO, immigration officers, licensing. Many of you are interested in the digital ID card, opening up bank account. So, to my shocking surprise, many of the residents said to me, we now conduct our business at the Lenora Service Center because it takes them 10 minutes to do all of their business than going anywhere in Georgetown. But we don't want that. We are now going to build in 4 weeks your own service center in Bartica and our own service center in Cameron. That will have all of the entities here. Minister Zulfikar Ali and his team will now be building these service centers here so that more efficient service. You will now be able to apply for your passport in 10 minutes. You can do it at bed online and going in the morning, do the biometrics and then get the date when you collect it. You don't have to leave Bartica anymore. And we're doing it in Cameron also, so the upper mass people also will benefit. We have assigned Minister Pauline Sokai to work along with the Ministry of Marine Affairs to oversee the renovation of all hostels in the hinterland region of Region 7 and all other hinterland regions. Minister Pauline Sokai will be leading this effort in the renovation of all hostels. I am very pleased, up to date, that we have been able to reduce our NIS complaints from in excess of 600 the last time we were here to 102 now. And I have better news. As of now, NIS is assuring me that by the end of today, there will be only 7 complaints remaining to be resolved because they'll find solution for the others. This is government at work. I am also very pleased, as we said in our manifesto, we'll reduce the cost of electricity by 50%. We also said that we're investing in off-grid system across the country. I want to thank the Prime Minister for his work in ensuring that this system here is functioning. Minister of Public Utilities and his team, the Minister of Finance and the Cabinet worked around the clock. The 1.5 megawatt solar PV farm is now supplying electricity to Bartica. This was an investment of more than $703 million. This investment has resulted in the use of 6,148 drums of diesel. And of course, we measure the emission that it eliminates. 11,000 tons of carbon dioxide. As a result of this investment, and as a result of our commitment to making people's lives better, I am pleased to announce that your first tranche of electricity supply in Region 7 here in Bartica will be reduced by 25%. Your electricity rate will be reduced by 25% in your first tranche as we move up to the 50% across the country. And this is where you know if there is one government, one administration you can trust, it is the People's Progressive Party. We are not fair weather, we are fair for every weather. We are not fair weather, we are fair for every weather. I'm also pleased to say to you that we're in the final stages of operationalizing the Guyana Development Bank. Very shortly, we will be laying the bill in Parliament to operationalize the Development Bank. And we want to see residents of Region 7 benefit from this initiative. We're going to work with you in mentoring. We're going to work with you in financial literacy. We're going to work with you to work in clusters to develop projects. Because one of the things we are not satisfied with is and I want to say this, from all our visits, the Ministry of Agriculture is coming enormous praise also for the investment they are making in drainage and irrigation and in food security. But we are not satisfied at the pace at which the residents are taking up the opportunity. We want to work with you now, drive you harder and faster in taking up the opportunity for food security and food production. That is the surest way to bring down the cost for food and to have sustainable supply of food for all of Region 7. In Cameron, we address the issue of food security. The Ministry of Agriculture will be working with Cameron to build a large-scale tunnel house so you can have full supply of eggs and meat bird. Investing in solar freezers. The Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Public Utilities will be coming together to do the assessment in these areas for off-grid system, because these areas now want expanded energy service beyond the development center, beyond the government service, to every household, and every household to have sustainable supply. So they are going to look at that. I'm very pleased that in this weather, so many persons from all the villages came out to these meetings. The team at Jawala, whether it was Cameron, Jawala, Parima, all of the villages. In Region 7 proper, we have 200 pending housing applications that will be cleared within the next 12 months. "69 titles are ready to be uplifted, and 23 of 45 families were able to inspect their houses. We are also very pleased that we have finally gotten the letter from the Tushao in Warweta, giving us the ownership to 10 acres of land so we can now build the state-of-the-art hospital for Offamas. And now we'll proceed to the implementation of that project, the new state-of-the-art hospital. As you're aware also, we've already turned the sod for the new state-of-the-art hospital, the 50-bed hospital with a 24-hour lab that will cost $7.6 billion with CT scans, birthing suite, pharmacy, and everything right here in Bartica. $7.6 billion investment. For the Ministry of Home Affairs, we have examined the request for support in transport infrastructure to fight crime, and we are going to deploy in total 5 additional ATVs, 2 additional boats, 2 pickup, and other essential pieces of transport infrastructure to the police in Region 7 to help them to further carry out their duties. In addition to that, repairs will be undertaken at Bartica and Aranca police stations. We'll have police checkpoints constructed at Kurushi and Arau. And of course, we have Sharima and Kaikan, where new police stations will be built. This is investment in quality of life for every segment of our public service and our population. In addition to that, the new police outpost at Puruni, a joint center with fire, immigration police and GGMC, and a health center will be built at 40 miles Honeycamp, and we are also going to build a multi-purpose facility for all of those services in Cameron. Those are decisions that we have also taken. In education, as of 2026, we have 1,515 gold scholarships that were awarded to people right here in Region 7. We have almost 800 students enrolled on the Guyana Digital School, and we have a 400% increase in persons taking up Government of Guyana scholarship, with 97 in 2020 and 547 in 2026. Now registered and are studying at the University of Guyana from right here in Region 7. From 97 in 2020 to 547 today, studying right here. Today, in Region 7, we have a University of Guyana pre-medical program that you can do right here, without leaving Bartica or Region 7. These are developments for us to celebrate. We've already also taken some very stern decisions. Cabinet met with different project heads on all of the projects across the region. And projects that are more than 4 months behind schedule. And that is after the assessment by the supervisors of the supervisory firm, take into consideration time delay as a result of airstrips, weather. When we take all of that, those that are still behind schedule for 4 months, those projects will be terminated and contractors will be assigned to complete those projects. So, we have at least 3 projects in the region that will be terminated for contractors not performing. We have to get this right, and get these projects done. The Ministry of Natural Resources in this region have advised that we have 2,524 active mining properties. They have 11 outposts and checkpoints. Small and medium-sized miners in 2025, declaration was 94,000 ounces. With Xinjiang outside of that, declaring 165,000 ounces. We had 11 quarry licenses in this region in 2025, and with that license, we were able to produce 2 million tons of quarry material. We have 97 small forestry concessions, 11 large forestry concessions, and in 2025, we were able to produce 55,000 cubic meters of material in the forestry sector here in Region 7. I'm very pleased also to note that a new bridge will be constructed over the Peruni River at an approximate cost of $6 million US. The bridge is expected to commence in August, and construction period is 8 months. I'm also very happy to report that the G Mining Oko West Gold project would have started, is moving forward with the initial phase of infrastructure development. The Oko Wharf at Cartabo will be operational from June 2026. Loading and offloading activities is expected to commence by August. The camp facilities, offices, the Welcome Center and Sports Field is to be completed by September 2026. Mining, drilling, sampling, and exploration activities continue across the concession area. Currently, the workforce stands at 1,193 employees, of which 946 are Guyanese. This is projected to increase to 2,100 by December 2026. 2,100. And most of those jobs will be taken up by Guyanese, mostly from your region. In the next 4 years, we are slated to invest almost $2 billion in food security and agriculture in Region 7, focusing on crop diversification, livestock development, aquaculture expansion, agro-processing, and value addition. We're also going to focus a lot on drainage and irrigation. My friends, I am not here to speak to you about all that we're doing in Batavia, the 2 kilometers of road that we're going to build there, the expansion of the water system, the building of the city fence, the building of the landing, all of those things. I don't need to remind you because we are doing that in the normal course of government as a normal activity. That is what we're doing. You know, as I speak to you, more than 3,819 persons in Region 7 had their cash grants paid directly into their bank accounts. 1,064 checks have been distributed to persons without the bank account. And we have set out a schedule for the completion of this exercise in Agatash, Back Point, 4 Miles, Calcoon, Murakam, and Makomako Bay, and St. Mary's. So We don't need to remind you about what we are doing. We are focusing heavily now on quality service delivery. Where when you go to the health center, you must feel the quality of the healthcare investment we're making. You go to the school, you must feel the quality. Just like you're experiencing the quality treated water. So today is not for long speeches. The Minister of Finance will be meeting the private sector directly. Minister of Natural Resources will have had continuous meeting with the mining sector. Daniels has been doing enormous work in coordinating the work. Tamika in Cameron, our town council. Wherever there are weaknesses, we are going to put systems in place to strengthen those weaknesses. That is important. Because at the end of the day, we want a government that is incredibly responsive to the citizens of Region 7. So today, you have all of the agencies right here. I'm urging all of the residents in Bartica and Region 7, and these teams went to all of the outreaches, to use the rest of today to give them your personal issues. We have a tracking mechanism that is allowing us to track how they're delivering on these issues. That is why I can give you the numbers for NIS and for everything else. We are ready to work with you. Once again, to work with you so that together we can build a stronger, more prosperous Region 7. And together we can build a Region 7 that would understand fully that the People's Progressive Party civic government will always stand by you. We are not a color probe. We are not a fashionable flag. We are a flag that carries the burden of democracy, freedom, the rule of law, the dignity of our people, and fought against oppression. From 1950, we have stood always on the side of Guyana. In the worst of our days, we stood nationalistically on the side of Guyana. We were never opportunistic. We never ran this country down. Because that is what we believe. At the end of the day, what matters is Guyana. We are pursuing an agenda that is based on love, equity, prosperity, unity, bringing people together, reaching out for each other, lifting each other up, holding each other up, pursuing a path where oneness of ambition, oneness of group, oneness of prosperity, oneness of nation building, oneness of the Guyanese family is the ultimate goal and expression of what will show the world who we are and what we stand for. I ask all of Region 7 to join us on this journey of oneness, on this journey of soul building, on this journey of loving each other, on this journey of lifting each other up, on this journey of building prosperity together. God bless you, and we love you dearly. We love you dearly. I say to the regional chair, who is not here, that we like 1950, are ready to welcome you on board this journey of oneness. We invite you to walk beyond the color-coded corridors that you were asked to be locked in, and join us on this journey of love and oneness. We have left a seat on this table, deliberately so, for you to join us on this journey of oneness. Join us in front the people of Region 7 as 1950 on the journey of finding our soul collectively, on the journey of building the prosperous Guyana. The seat is there for you, my dear regional chair. I await your arrival. God bless all of you, and thank you very much.